Hey guys, welcome back to Review Lounge. This is episode 2 of DTF St Louis. And this episode, just as the first one, is outrageous. Like I was telling you before in my episode 1, where it was almost like this is almost like True Detective with dark humor in it. And it's ridiculous. In where Jason Bateman comes off, it's unique. His character is unique where you're like, is this guy like a bad guy or is he really a mean person? Because as we find out, as you can tell, in the first episode, that Jason Bateman's character Clark was sleeping with his friend Dave Harbour's wife, played by Linda Carlini, and it's you're like, okay, because in this episode you notice it's kind of Linda's reason why he started doing it. Like she kind of pulled him, she seduced him, with these. And it's weird, this one scene in this episode where she keeps insinuating to her, pee with her, her nunu area. She kept finding ways to emphasize that. She's like, bust it out. People say bust that out. She was like, bust it out. She was saying things like that, and she will allude to different things about this scene where he goes get Jamba Juice, right? And basically you're like, okay, she's figuring out things that he might like, things he likes doing. She's making interest to him, but it seems like kind of awkward, almost kind of forced. So, and it's kind of weird. And also, detectives are still trying to figure out who set Floyd up. And at the community pool where we found him passed away. Also, where we find that magazine with a scratched off face. Where the other detective, the black woman, the other detective, where he probably wasn't really messing with himself, basically, as you would say. She was like, maybe he was just looking at it, and we found out more with that. And basically, most immediately people think it's Clark. And I mean, there's a big spot on him because Clark has been secretly having their affair with his wife, and they find it out from all the text messages. And in the episode, like, it starts showing flashbacks of how Clark and Carol got involved. Like I was saying, because they're she's the one that kind of started it, basically, because it's like small flirting. People try to pretend like it's nothing, but slowly it turns into like a full out secret affair. And the Floyd actually is trying, as we know, Floyd, as you watch this episode, Floyd is trying to fix his marriage during all this. And we see one scene, Carol starts feeling guilty about it. She starts feeling like, oh, he's really trying to fix this episode of him. Because he's sign language. And in this one, he did a dance. He did a dance class. They paid the dance class for their son. As we know, he's that weird little boy, and he didn't do it. So he did it. So Floyd signed up for it, and he started dancing, and it's hilarious because there's nobody's laughing, nobody's really chucking. Everybody's like really getting into it, and I'm like, this is hilarious. Watch that scene of him dancing. It's David Harbour's really putting some moves on there, and it's hilarious. Um, so like I said, Linus, character starts feeling guilty about it. And now here's what things get kind of more interesting. Basically, the detectives are digging into the DTF dating app where people are secretly, hooking up. People secretly with no strings attached. Now they find a message suggesting Floyd was lured to the pool the night he died, and it looks like someone might have used the fake profile to get him there, basically. So naturally, everybody's pointing it to Clark. So everybody's pointing to Clark, basically, because he's his friend. But the episode hits another twist. Now you remember the photo they found, like I was telling you earlier, the photo they found of Floyd. Well, everyone thought that was like some kind of random explicit photo, basically. But we come to find out it turns out to actually an old magazine photo of Floyd himself from years ago. That is freaking wild. And now we know David Harbour didn't do those pictures. They put his face, but it kind of looks like him, kind of doesn't. Makes him look like he was like maybe in his like 20, 22, like really young. Now, and like just when you think basically that the case is figured out, Clark gets arrested and charged with Floyd's, a murder basically. And everybody thinks the case is closed, but detective, the black detective, I apologize if you get her name, but because even after the arrest, now some of the detectives still feel that something isn't adding up, and it's Carol, that's played with Linda's character. Carol's Linda, and parts of the story was they were talking about it are looking like a little suspicious because the detective asked her, who came on to who, and she was kind of pointed towards Clark, basically, where everything's pointing to Clark, where he seduced her. But as detectives go, the detective actually went to Jamba Juice, and they know her Carol so quickly by she would order something that she always would order. I worked in I work in an industry where I see customers every day. I see customers, and you get to know them, and you get to know what they like. And she likes this particular Jamba Juice, but she was telling the detective that she ordered with Clark likes is like a get me up, a get up, and that was very out of ordinary. So right there, she lied to the detective that because the detective asked, did she go, did she meet him there, or was she already there, and things like that. And she said that, she said that Clark showed up, but she was ready there waiting. She was there waiting for him. Basically, she was waiting there for him to notice her. She was there. He wasn't looking for her. She was looking for him. So she has initiated this, but she's taking a step back, saying she didn't. So basically, she's lied to detectives that it was really her. Because even after all the rest, like I said, some detectives are really thinking. So basically, like I said, parts of the story are looking kind of suspicious. So episode two basically cranks the drama way up. Basically, guys, the love triangle gets deeper. Clark becomes the main suspect, and the show starts, hinting that the real truth behind Floyd's death might be way more complicated than anyone thinks. And honestly, guys, it feels like the biggest twist is going to be coming in more episodes. This episode keeps leading to more questions. Now, when I found out that Floyd is the one in the magazine, that's weird. What did they talk about there? Why was the magazine there? Because the reason they found the magazine, that the black detective, she finds it in the house because it's a search warrant. She finds it in this box. She brings it back to Carol and shows her, and Carol's like, "Yeah, that was Clark days because he did I think it was Penthouse, or the version is a version. It's I think it's not Hustler. I don't know, guys. I don't know, but it's the female version of Playboy, basically, and he was in it. He did things like that, so it shows that he was in shape, but also shows that there's more to this story. This episode two had me really into it. I was laughing, and it just makes it, like I said, it makes it feel like it's True Detective, but it has dark comedy in it. Has dark comedy where you want to laugh. Like I was saying before, my first episode, you want to laugh, but am I supposed to laugh? And I like this. You keep learning more about Floyd, and I was telling you before about the scene where he's sign languaging at a rave concert because his son didn't, or his stepson didn't take the dance classes that he paid money for, so he did it himself, and he used that in his sign language at the rave. At the rave, he's signing the as the person's performing, he's signing, and he's actually dancing to it. It's hilarious, and and also Clark started having feelings because Clark and Linda's there, and Clark's wife is there as well. But she went to get some water, and Clark started holding Linda's Colleen's hand, Carol's hand, and she watching Floyd, that's David's character, dance up there with his sign language and everything, and he was getting into it, and she starts feeling emotional. She's like, he's really trying, and they're holding hands, and then they let go hands because Clark sees that Carol is really, she loves her husband, and but also makes me think, okay, you see that you love the husband, so is Clark thinking a way to kill him so he can be with her? It's hilarious. Oh, and that scene where I was talking about the first episode, the trailers we seen where you know, like, like what his fantasy, things like that. And you remember say he wants her to sit on his face as she goes to her daily life. They actually show that scene. They show that scene, and it's hilarious. It's it's funny. It's it's funny, guys. It's so funny. But what do you think of episode 2 of DTF St. Louis? Do you feel like finding you want to keep watching this? You want to keep finding out more and more. Because Jason Bateman's character, I love it. David, love it. Lena Carlini, she's beautiful. It's so hard to describe that you just have to watch it for yourself. But episode 2, that I'm like, okay, he was a nude model and everything with David's character. What else? But also you found out more that also David was seeing guys. He was seeing guys through that DTF app. So was he gay? Or was he bi? Like, was he figuring himself? Like, you have so much you're wondering about this. Like what's going on. So, guys, this episode had so much in here, so much twists and turns. The characters are it's like dry humor, but it's so good. I'm enjoying all this, guys. I'm enjoying the episode. I'm gonna drop episode 3 when it drops next week at 9 Eastern Standard Times. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought about the episode. Did it get you more into it? You want to keep watching, or you're like, I had enough of this? Tell me about it. Tell me what you thought about it, guys. But until the next episode 3 drops, I will. And also look out. I'm having. I went to see Hoppers with my daughter this past weekend, and that's a very, very, very good movie. I enjoy that movie. So look out for that, guys. But until next time, I'll talk to you later for the next review. Peace.